Hi everyone, my name is Katerina and today I will be discussing the importance of providing an inclusive, just and equitable education system. Within this presentation, I'll be examining an artefact that focuses on one of the arenas of inclusion and exclusion, challenging behaviour. So before we delve into examining our artefact, it's important to have a clear understanding of the role diversity, equity and inclusion has in contemporary education. As one of the most culturally diverse nations in the world, Australia has committed to employing and integrating a range of legislation at state, national and international levels that promote the inclusion of all citizens. This ensures that all students are entitled to a rigorous, relevant and engaging curriculum that addresses their individual needs. A high-quality curriculum, free from discrimination based not only on gender, language, culture and sexual orientation, will promote excellence and equity. It is through this foundation that educators are empowered to create a socially just education, working towards full and equal participation of all students. This progression and way of thinking means that classrooms now seek to embrace the different ethnic, cultural and social backgrounds that exist, and it accepts students regardless of their abilities or disabilities. So what might this inclusive practice look like and how do schools implement it? School-wide positive behaviour support is a whole school evidence-based framework for creating safe and supportive learning environments and is used in many primary and secondary schools around Australia. It encourages positive behaviour and develops a common language and understanding of behavioural expectations. These expectations are often taught to students in the form of a behaviour matrix, which may form part of a responsible behaviour plan. So some key features is that as a pedagogical tool, the behaviour matrix allows educators to model and teach how school values and behavioural expectations might look in a particular school setting. Through Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, staff will be able to explicitly teach, model and demonstrate the desired behaviours which will benefit the students greatly. As it is believed that students work best when working with others in joint collaboration, as collaborating with more skilled persons allows learners to learn and internalise new skills. As a pictorial representation, the matrix clearly defines a set of expected behaviours and forms the basis of a school's Tier 1 primary prevention implementation of SWPBS. The matrix can also be used to support staff to establish and use effective behavioural practices within the classroom, helping to develop student self-regulation. Baumeister and Vose have linked self-regulation to many desirable outcomes, including increased task performance, mental health and adjustment, and good interpersonal relationships. Ongoing monitoring and adjustments can also be made to the matrix to minimise behaviours which society deems as challenging and/or inappropriate. And through its design, the matrix is highly inclusive and just, with researchers highlighting these types of SWPB supports to help improve choice making and self-management, particularly for students with significant disabilities. This artefact highlights the ways in which educators seek to create counter discourses, encouraging and supporting students to respect and appreciate cultural, social and religious diversity. As a pedagogical approach to dealing with challenging behaviour, the SWPBS matrix challenges and rejects deficit discourse, ignoring negative assumptions and stereotypes that circulate in the media and everyday conversations. By challenging deficit-oriented perspectives that place blame on the student and their background, the artefact acknowledges the role agency plays in increasing respectful and positive behaviour. When implementing an artefact like the behaviour matrix, it's important that it relate to appropriate legislation, policy and practice. The policy which best relates to this artefact is the Inclusive Education Policy, which has been developed by the Queensland Government's Department of Education. The Inclusive Education Policy states that value and diversity are to be respected, whereby students and their families feel and are welcomed, respected, included and safe within the state schools. Diversity is embraced and made visible as a strength, and respectful relationships are supported within the community and between students. Different barriers experienced by students are addressed, and strategies and plans are developed to help support an inclusive education for the diverse student population. The department is committed to creating an education system which is more inclusive at all levels, so that children from all communities, cultures, identities and abilities are able to attend their local school and be welcomed. They can access and participate in a high quality education and be fully engaged in the curriculum. They can learn in a safe and supportive environment, free from bullying, discrimination or harassment, and they can achieve academically and socially with reasonable adjustments and supports tailored to meet their learning needs. In summation, the behaviour matrix artifact caters for diversity, equity and inclusion, whereby students will be able to attend their local schools and participate in a high quality education, which takes place in a safe and supportive environment, free from discrimination and bias. Thank you.